everyone. I think we've got a few more people coming in and still waiting for our sponsor, but that's okay. We're going to get started. I think just so our council member knows who's on the call, let's go around and everybody can quickly just introduce yourself, a name, and maybe where you work, what organization you're with, and we'll start with Colleen.
Good afternoon, everyone, or morning, not really sure. I'm Colleen, and I work for Nikki Shaw's Farm Bureau Financial Services Office. I am a marketing representative.
Awesome, thanks. Susan.
Susan Teichman with the Mesa Chamber of Commerce.
Eric.
Eric Reber with Speed Pro Mesa Gilbert. We do large format graphics and signage.
As in golf signs.
And golf signs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alice. Alice, we can't hear you. Nope. Alice, we'll come back to you. Keith?
Hi, Keith Schramm here, president of AZ Valley Window Cleaning. New to the chamber, new to the business, and ready to rock and roll.
Well, welcome. Thanks for being on the call. Ginger.
Hi, Ginger with Visit Mesa. We're the Visitors and Tourism Center for Mesa.
Thank you. Lucy?
Hello, everybody. My name is Lucy Hambright. I am assistant to Councilmember Heredia. I work for the City of Mesa.
Thanks for being here. Joe?
Hello, everyone. Joe Tansel with Paz de Cristo Community Center.
Thank you. Bob? Bob, I can hear you because you're next door to me. You're muted.
I tried to cheat and do the space bar thing and it didn't work. Bob Nelson, I'm the communications director for the Mesa Chamber of Commerce.
Well, I would go back to Alice, but it looks like she's froze, so maybe she'll leave and try and come back. We did have a sponsor today, and I'm not sure where they are, but Los Sombreros was sponsoring and supposed to be on the call, so maybe they'll still jump on. But at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Councilmember Francisco Heredia. Frankie's been in office for a few years now, and we love working with him. He's so dedicated to not just his district, but to the city. And I think he's got some exciting things to talk about because there's always something new happening and some great redevelopment. So at this point, Frankie, just take it away.
Hey, perfect. Thank you, Sally, and folks at the Mesa Chamber and everybody else on the Zoom call here. I know we've been the last year has been an interesting year and been engaged in a lot of these types of discussions, and hopefully we can get back to somewhat where we call it normal as we proceed during this pandemic. So yeah, we have a lot of great work happening across the city. As you all probably have heard, a lot of great developments happening in the east side, in downtown, but also in West Mesa. And so I represent District 3. It's West Mesa from about Country Club. There's a little weird lines on baseline, goes out to Lindsay and to the Tempe border on the 101. And so that geographic area is what I represent on the city council. And so there's 6 districts across the city. And so that's part of my kind of purview and ensuring that we get our fair share in West Mesa to make sure that our residents and communities, put our hardworking tax dollars to work. So I do have a presentation. I just want to show you some slides of some developments that have been happening over the last several years. More recently, this year, that this developments just keep on going. With the time. So I will be sharing my screen and sharing a PowerPoint here to show you guys kind of the different types of developments that are happening in West Mesa, particularly, and just again, council member for District 3. This is a picture of our Mesa Tower on Southern and Alma School, which is about 80% full. And it just got bought by a new owner after the previous owners had invested about, I believe, $30 million in renovations around there. I might be wrong with the amount, but quite a significant amount of funds to renovate the lobby, several floors, the top floors. And so really enhanced that building, and they made quite a bit of money selling it to a new group here. So as I mentioned, this is District 3, the portion in green. As you can see, there's it's a weirdly oddly shaped district. It goes along Baseline to Lindsay, and then to the Tempe border up to Rio Salado on the north side, and just past Guadalupe where the canal breaks to Chandler on the south side. And so that's a quick look at District 3 where I represent. It has some core areas like Dobson Ranch, which has about 18,000 residents on the southwest corner of the district. And then you go along Baseline, there's industrial, and then towards Gilbert and Lindsay, there's some homes there. And then up north, of course, there's a lot of dense apartments north of the 60 there. So one of the things that we've been working on, that we had been working on prior to the pandemic, is the Asian district. Over the last about 10, 12 years, the district that now we call it the Asian district along Dobson, from pretty much Maine to Southern, but a lot more concentration on Maine to Broadway along Dobson, has really spurred up a lot of Asian themed restaurants, grocery stores, and the anchor has been Mekong Plaza. Mekong Plaza, started in about 2008, 2009, struggled a little bit after the recession there, and then has really gained momentum in the last 10 years, and really developing into a solid place for a lot of Asian Americans to go and get groceries, and then also eat great food. And so what they're looking at is expanding on their property to the south side. There's an open lot there, and so they will expand with about 32,000 square feet of new retail and restaurant space that hopefully within the next year and a half will be built in that center, adding more vibrancy and more activity to Mekong. So we're really excited about this addition. We'll just bring more great food to this already blossoming place in that center. So that's one of the pieces there along Dobson. Another, if you go just across catty corner, we've had this property, on the light rail stop on Main and Dobson, and between Dobson and Sycamore. There's been a kind of open lot. It's been used for a lot of the transit. There was a park and ride. There's still a park and ride there, but not a lot of people use it now. But recently, over the last 2 years, there's been some investors, developers looking at what they can develop there. And so this is one of two sites that are within planning, or pretty soon within the planning and zoning, that are going to come to the city. One is called Sycamore Landings, there's a mock-up here of about 200 plus market rate house apartments, potentially some retail spots along along Main Street that they will be adding as far as the construction. And then the other one is, I don't have it shown here, but it's behind, if you're familiar, it's behind this Safeway, this green space here that you have. Above there, there'll be another development happening there pretty soon that we're just waiting on their plans. That's about 200 plus as well, market rate housing, market rate apartments there that will be coming in. And really, we're really pushing on quality development, so really quality materials and this type of product to be invested here, because I think overall within this area we have quite a bit older product as far as the housing is that we have, and so adding this type of new product here hopefully will bring new attention and connect it to what's happening in the downtown area. So really excited about this project. Should be interesting to see. And I can take any questions afterwards as well, but I'll zoom through these slides so that you all have kind of what we're looking at across West Mesa. Moving forward, I'm sure you all heard, or if you haven't, Banner Desert Medical Center on Southern and Dobson, they're expanding to a 5-story, about 15,000 square feet expansion, which will be really a great asset, adding to what's there already with the Children's Hospital, and now this woman centered expansion that really will take it to the next level. And so they're projected within the next 2.5 years to complete this expansion, and hopefully we'll see additional jobs coming into that area. You know, there's quite a big construction going on right now and getting ready for this. So we're really, again, excited on the development that Banner is expanding their facility here on Southern and Dobson. In addition, if you go a little bit east on Southern to Alma School, right catty corner of the Mesa Tower, the old Bank of America building. This property, which I think it got voted the most blighted property many years on various different publications, right? So the cities the city had tried to work with the owner for many years and just couldn't come up with a plan. And so 2 years ago, I think we got together and trying to figure out what's best for the owner and what we wanted to make sure that we bring new life there as a city. Not 100%, both sides, but we came up to agreement. So there's several restaurant pads. They're going to lay out there along Southern and Alma School. If you can see the plan there, and then about 220 market rate apartments, 1 to 3 bedroom units that will be at the back of those restaurant pads. So we're again, having it be gated for the last 18 plus years and bringing new life. I think we saw that advantage. It's going to be really a good development, again, pushing on quality and ensuring that they use the right material, and we get a quality development in that area was essential. So they've been hard at work. If you drive past there, you'll see things going up now, and so we're excited that it got demolished, those old buildings, and now being raised with new quality development there. And then across the street at the Fiesta Mall, this is probably one of the top 3 questions I get. What's happening with Fiesta Mall every time people ask or see me in any meeting. So as you can see with the photo here, when I got into council about 3.5 years ago, there was 5 owners of the Fiesta Mall property. It got dwindled down to a couple owners now that we have 2, and then eventually 1, which hopefully cross our fingers pretty soon. They have an agreement. The Verde Fiesta in green, who owns all the big box stores, hopefully will take over the whole property. They're just finalizing the details. But once we have that, I think we are in communications with Verde Fiesta about a master plan for the whole site, which was the difficult part in the past, to get everybody to agree on what's moving forward. You probably heard about medical campus, educational campus, all these things, but those were conversations that individual owners had with the media or other aspects that just didn't flow with everybody that owned that property. So now that we have one group owning that property, hopefully we can move forward pretty quickly on developing what they see as an owner, but also the city wants to see there, and hopefully will be an exciting addition, because that's Fiesta Mall. It was the epicenter of a lot of the East Valley for many years, and we want to make sure that we bring something that people will go to and invest and have fun there. So hopefully more information in the next within the fall of this year as far as what type of plans we're looking at for Fiesta Mall. That's our hope. So that's Fiesta Mall. In addition, again, there's been a lot of developments happening across the city. This is the former Dobson Inn hotel that really in the last several years had deteriorated and really had been a place where there was a lot of issues for neighbors there as far as crime activity and those. And it was an unfortunate kind of turn that property had taken, and it got sold multiple times. And so recently, over the last 2 years, investor bought it. It's looking to develop it. You drive by there, they're already up with construction of several buildings there. And so that's about 288 units of market rate apartments and a lot of amenities. These developers have done projects in downtown Scottsdale and in North South Chandler and next to Chandler Mall. And so we're really excited about the quality again of this development coming in for that's Dobson and south of the 60. So should be a really neat project where we're going to add more people there. So and a good mix with what's already there as well. And then in addition, you go on Baseline, you go east to Horn, past Mesa Drive, in between Mesa Drive and Stapley. You see these different industrial paths that have been added over the last 7 years, 8 years, but there's been more activity there in the last 3+ years, adding hundreds of thousands of square feet of industrial space. And so that's phase 3 of that property, which will add, I think, 400,000 square feet to that place. And that's what's happening there is it's employers with good paying jobs, manufacturing jobs that are coming in and hiring people here at a good starting salary. And so we're again really excited about this phase, these phases completing in that location. And this is for just orientation. You drive by the 60 right before Stapley, you see these pads on the right side. They're being added even more. And so again, good paying jobs. These developments means good paying jobs for our residents here in Mesa. And again, there's a lot more activity that's coming in, a lot more in downtown that you all probably have seen. I just wanted to highlight a couple, some developments that are happening now, and there's more in the future, of course, as we move forward and developing, West Mesa even more. And so we're really excited to keep it going. And I'm excited for the next 3+ years that I'm on the council to keep working hard for West Mesa residents. So I'll take any questions or comments or any thoughts, concerns.
Frankie, thanks for all your diligence that you've had on that Grace property. I think that that's probably been one of the biggest challenges for anybody on council for probably about the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. It seems like, well, I know it was pre-me, so it's been a long time. But I'm excited to see that development. And if it goes anything like the Santander project and all those other things that are happening, kind of an exciting time. So I have a question for you. Out of all the restaurants in that Asian district, what's your favorite?
I have one, it's called Koreatown on Broadway in Dobson, next to the International Market. That's my go-to place. If you haven't eaten there, I highly recommend. Their sushi is great, and their bowls, bulgogi bowls, and I like the pork belly and squid bowls and with purple rice. So it's if you haven't been there, I highly recommend it.
Pork belly and squid?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You heard it here.
Well,
Okay,
surf and turf.
So what about non-Asian? Because you also have quite a few other restaurants. You kind of got the melting pot. Anything else in your district that you want to highlight?
Yeah, there's a good Mediterranean. I'm escaping the name now.
Green Corner.
Green Corner, yes, Green Corner.
Yes.
My kids love the Green Corner. They're Chicago style pitas, gyros there. So that's a really good restaurant on Alma School in Southern. I'm a big seafood, angry crab, which is kind of they're all across the valley, but there's one across where I live on Guadalupe and Alma School, and so that's another great spot. There's Z Cafe for sandwiches on Baseline in Alma School. I can keep going, Sally. There's a lot of food spots here in West Mesa that folks, if you haven't had any, highly recommend just to drive around, and you'll end up in a good location eating good food.
Very cool. Anyone else have any questions? Bob, you look like you have something to say.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you if you would talk for just a minute about Mesa Community College, because I know that they've been doing a lot of activity there with vaccinations and testing and all of that kind of stuff. Share a little bit about what you know that's going on over there.
Yeah, Mesa Community College remains a strong partner with the city. They've been a strong partner, fighting the pandemic, allowing several facilities to offer testing 24/7. There was a testing site there for much of the fall, the last summer to the fall, and keeps going now. Potentially more vaccination sites there. They're strong partners on various different partnerships. We announced last year, and I'm sure the mayor told many of you all our Mesa Promise program for high school students, where we as a city are working with business partners and foundations and others to help out any Mesa high school students that graduate from high school, attend community college for free. There are requirements as far as GPA and ensuring that they have to fill out the FAFSA and those things. But if they want to pursue Mesa Community College, we feel that not having funding shouldn't be a detriment for them. And so we're trying to work with individuals. So that'll be launching this fall. And hopefully, we increase the education attainment after high school, which we are definitely lagging here in the city of Mesa. And so for our future, to build a future workforce and build a healthier community. So that's what we're always looking to partner. Mesa Community College has been a great partner in those activities. So we hope to remain working with them and see what we can develop in workforce and other means for the city.
Thank you for that. Ginger. Ginger is back in school. Raise your hand.
It's the easiest down here, least disinterruptive. A question about, this is the first I'd heard about the apartments going in the park and ride area over behind Safeway. Will that park and ride be relocated?
So right now, there's still, the park and ride will still maintain. So the eastern part sliver will still be a parking ride for now, because that's owned by a different a family that they're still negotiating, but it'll still remain the apartments there that you saw the picture will be on the western side of that parking ride. And so it will go from Main Street and up towards the back. And so there'll still be a parking ride. There's it's about 30% capacity right now. And so not a lot of people use it. There's some still, of course, that use it to ride to Tempe or Phoenix, but they'll still remain there for now.
Frankie, do you have any opportunity zones in your district?
We do. Most of West Mesa is actually in our opportunity zone, especially along light rail. So as you get to parts of the Fiesta district, where Fiesta Mall is at, the Fiesta Mall, it's not an opportunity zone, but around it, it is an opportunity zone. Across the street and across the Alma School, there's some office complex there where the hotel is at there. And so as you see West Mesa, there's a lot of opportunities there for folks to take advantage of those zones. And we have created redevelopment zones to also, in addition to help developers bring new updated, reuse, if it's reuse, adaptive reuse projects or new builds. Hopefully we can spur up continued development for the future.
Do you have specific types of business that you're going after for any of those locations? I mean, any specific industry?
It's a little tough because West Mesa is almost fully built, so there's not a lot of open land as you see out east, right, where we see a boom on industrial warehousing and those things. But adaptive reuse projects, I think we'll see more of. Taking old properties and converting into new properties. What we're seeing, with the Dobson Inn, we're seeing. There was nothing there on the Sycamore station, but having a new build there, things like mekong, adding additional pieces there. They're talking about what they can do on the Broadway International Marketplace, the Broadway and Dobson area, because the same owners from mekong own that property over there. So how they can build a master plan there. And so there's a lot of opportunity along light rail. I think we really want to look at what workforce types of training and keep the drumbeat of kind of that building for the future workforce, be that technical application or soft skill applications there, and seeing what kind of partnerships we can come in with county or with the state or and build some additional types of programming where we can keep on building the future workforce, working in conjunction with Mesa Community College, ASU, other action programs that we have in the city. So
Great. Anyone else have any questions? Kevin DeRosa.
I have a question. Yes. Councilman, nice to meet
Yes.
you. And
Hey,
thank you
nice
for your service. I know it's probably a thankless job at times for you. But I was curious to know, you mentioned light rail. What is the average daily ridership of light rail? I mean, just in Mesa, I'm not sure if they count or you have counts, but I'm just
Yeah.
curious to know, because I know there's a lot of skeptics about light rail and how much it gets used or how much it doesn't get used. Just curious about that.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And I don't have the exact numbers per se, and we've seen quite a decline based on the pandemic in the last year. So it's been in not, we had to alternate our schedules based on just riderships, people using it, but we're seeing now an uptick on people using it. I don't have an exact number, and we can get that info because Valley Metro does take a look at those ridership numbers and take account of how many people ride. But it's I think it's an added mode of transportation that connects our cities, Tempe and Phoenix, and Phoenix is expanding their light rail options. So I think as we move forward, light rail will only be successful as we look at creating different spokes to it. Be that other options, as Waymo coming in, they have a last mile program where they can take you from that last stop or wherever you stop to within a mile of where you need to go to your resident. There's programs like that. How do we become multimodal and add those options to people? So as we look towards the future, I think light rail and Tempe invested in a streetcar more recently, and it's opening up in the fall this year, and seeing how those options work with our communities. And so I think it's an added benefit. Definitely it's been a development boon for Phoenix and Tempe, and now we're seeing that a little bit more in Mesa. As far as the investment that light rail has brought to those cities and the line, as far as housing and shopping and retail, and I think we'll see that in Mesa moving forward. And so, but to your question, as far as ridership, it has gone down quite a bit, but based on the pandemic. But I think it's an investment that we're going to keep on working on it and seeing what can we develop to take people where they need to go, and utilize those options to the best that we can.
Very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate the answer.
Yeah, and as further reference, I inserted a link for you guys to take a look. It is the ridership reports for Valley Metro. It does indicate the entire Valley Metro. It doesn't really separate by city, but it will give you an idea of what we're looking at.
Perfect.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thanks, Lucy. Anyone else have anything? Ginger.
You brought up my new favorite form of technology is Waymo. I am loving it. It is so fun. My friends everyone just wonders why I'm brave enough to get into a car that does not have a driver. And I just can't tell them, you go, my thing is that you're taking the same chance when you get behind the wheel. It's all driver error. I have loved it. I'm so glad that I'm in the test zone. I'm so excited for this advancement in technology. Are they working with the city at all in expanding the area, the test area?
Yeah, we're in constant conversations with them and seeing they moved into the Broadway and Dobson industrial complex, right? So they have about 50 to 70 technicians working out of there now, or moving towards that. and looking at how we can expand. And they're moving into more of the driverless options and testing that option. So, you know, I have ridden on one, and it's pretty interesting to just, it's you know, it freaks you out a little bit at the beginning, but you know, after a while, it just, you know, it's pretty smooth. You know, I thought it was impressive in their stats, what they have, and as far as you know, driver error is mostly what happens as far as any accidents that happen, which they have few, but it's mainly caused by a driver being behind the wheel, not the self-driving ones. And so
Yeah,
it's an interesting, yeah, good question, Ginger.
I've noticed that they follow the exact rules of the road. And the one encounter I had where I was a little shook up was at a four-way stop. And the thing is, I will admit myself being in the city for so long, I get very nervous at a four-way stop. And it was because the person decided that they were going to go forward, you know, to going forward and then vice versa. And you're really not supposed to do that, period. Yeah. There should only be, according to the rules of the road, one vehicle in the intersection at a time. So the car was right, the person was not.
Yeah, no, it's a great technology, interesting technology, and see how that develops. And like I said, we're working with them and seeing, because they're also, what they're doing with their technology, their LiDAR. So if you see their car, they have cameras on the sides, on the top, on the back and front. So they're mapping out all the city, actually, all the roads in the city. They're mapping the whole city because they use it for their own internals, but also checking what's happening with our roads, right? So we're having conversations with how we can work with them and trying to see how we can improve our road systems and those kinds of things. So I think that's the evolution of that technology. Will you know, there's going to be pros and cons, but how do we balance that for the future to you know, create more options, I think, for people to use, right? So
I think it's wonderful that our city stayed with that program and that advancement. I know with the negative publicity 2 or 3 years ago, they pulled out of Scottsdale, and I'm just glad that we kept that technology going because we do need it. This is, you know, they use it in the air all the time. A plane is not flown by a person these days. You know, it really is on autopilot. So to get this on the ground, I'm excited, and I'm glad we can be part of it. It's something really to attest to our city for the advancement of technology and that we are looking to the future.
Yep. No, thank you, Ginger.
Anyone else have any questions? Bob?
Councilmember, share a little bit about Dexcom with us. I know Dexcom's been growing on the east side a lot, but they've still got a big presence in your district.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
You know, Dexcom, medical device company. If you saw the Super Bowl ad, right? They're priming the Super Bowl. So they've been moving a lot of their operations out of their San Diego headquarters to Mesa, actually. And so over the last several years, you know, it's been quite a development at their branch here on Dobson and Broadway, where they started off, you know, doing some minor manufacturing. It was a huge call center, got revamped and doing a lot more manufacturing out of there. And now they're expanding to East Mesa, next to the Phoenix Gateway Airport, with ongoing manufacturing there and seeing what options, you know, further options they have there. And so they've been expanding. I think they have about 600, 800 employees at the Mesa and Broadway industrial space. So they've been booming and expanding quite a bit. So we're really excited about working with Dexcom and see how we can leverage opportunities there. I think, you know, companies like Dexcom and others see the huge potential workforce that we have here in this area, right? Where, you know, West Mesa is right in the kind of center of the valley. When you look at, you have the 60, you have the 101, you have the 202. And so it's a really great opportunity for companies that are looking to move to Arizona and look at where they settle their operations here. And so we gotta leverage those opportunities for our advantage as a city and create options for them to come and look at Mesa and investing here. And so that's what we're seeing with companies like Dexcom, who've been a great partner and continues to build here.
Great. Anyone else? Well, Councilmember, you attended a ribbon cutting with us, a very small one because it was still during kind of COVID times, but at Los Sombreros.
Yep.
They are our sponsor, and unfortunately, I'm not quite sure. I know they have a child with a broken arm, so that might be why they're not here. But do you want to talk about Los Sombreros? I know you ate a little bit with us that day.
Yeah, and I've been there one more time. After that, it's a great spot. It used to be an older restaurant. They renovated it. Really great looking restaurant. If you walk in, you know, the design of it, like hacienda style. And so really neat space, what they put in, and really great food. And so highly recommend. They're on almost a corner of Dobson and Southern, just a little bit east of Dobson, next to kind of Jack in the Box there. And so if you're looking for great Mexican food and fusion food, it's really a good spot to stop by there. And, you know, great to have the support and sponsorship from them. So really great people as well.
Yeah.
Really top notch there.
They are. They're in the old top shelf. It's I didn't know about that, but others might know. And yeah, the food is really pretty incredible. If you like guacamole, just saying, it's really good. With that, they did provide a gift card for a drawing. So if I can, and I can you see that? Can you see the prize wheel? Anyone? Yeah, Bob, you can see it? Okay.
Yep, I can see it.
So I did put everybody's name on there. So here we go. Let's see. Somebody's gonna win lunch. And
No, it can't be me. Give it to somebody else.
all right, we're gonna remove you.
Yeah.
We'll remove you. Okay, we'll try it again. Maybe you'll go to lunch with this person. Okay, Lucy, I'm sorry. It's Ginger. There you go. All right, we'll get the gift card to Ginger. How's that?
Perfect.
All right.
Stay connected to Mesa Chamber social media, email newsletters, Monday morning message, and mesachamber.org to always know what's happening at your Mesa Chamber.